So the next topic is data conversion method. What is data types? First of all, what is data type? So data type is like int is kind of data type. Let's say I want to pass some integer value. For that I have this data type int. If I want to add some float value, float means decimal kind of value, then I have this float. If I want to have some true and false kind of value, for that I have this boolean. If I want to add or want to put some value related to string, for that I have this str. So these all are data types. These are all data types. But in Python, data types support is there, but data type support is there, but there is no use of using the data type explicitly into the program. So now we will see how the data can be converted from one state to another, how we convert int to float, float to int, boolean str, how we can do the conversions, So data conversion method. So Python library is providing a set of predefined predefined functions where we can convert where we can convert type of data into another before processing the data. Otherwise we will have the error. Otherwise we have to face error. Now what does it mean? Mean? So let's say the first is int. Let's say, so this will come when you will ask the input from user. Let's say I want the age of any user, and I ask to input the age from user, and instead of age, user mentioned ABC. In that case, definitely there should be an error. Then there should be an error. Or let's say if I am saying that what is your roll number, and I'm expecting that roll number should be integer digit only, and user is mentioning that my roll number is 34.6. My roll number is 34.6. Then definitely if I'm trying to access that 34.6 in my program, maybe I will have the error because my program is expecting a full digit number as an roll number. So in that case, before accessing those value which is coming from user, I need to check that value. If the value is valid, then it's fine. If it's not valid, and if I can change that value little bit, then I should convert that data. Otherwise I will have the error. So for that, first we have int, which is used to convert into integer, used to convert into integer. Okay, used to convert into integer. So what does it mean? So here, let's say I have int function. And I want to convert this value 10. I want to convert this number 10 into the integer, which is already an integer type. So the output will be what? 10. So the output will be what? 10. Oh, sorry. So the output will be what? 10. So we need to open the Python. So the output will be what? 10. Int 10. So the output will be what? 10. So the output will be what? 10, because integer is already an 10 is already an integer number. If I'm trying to change the 10 comma 3 10 comma 2, if I'm trying to change 10 comma 2 to integer, then the output will be 10. It means I am converting the float value to integer value. I'm converting the float value to integer value. So all decimal things will be converted into integer value if I'm calling this integer function. So inside this integer function, whatever is value will be taken, whatever will be the argument I am passing, that will be converted into 10. So here internally, this integer function, if you will see the implementation of this integer function provided by PSF community, then you will see that here I am passing one value and this is returning the value of, then this is returning the value of absolute number. So this int implementation will be what kind of function type we learned today? With argument, with return, with argument, with return. This function is taking one argument and this function is returning the value. This argument is taking the, this argument is taking the value, this argument is taking the value as an argument, and it is returning the value, and it is returning the value. So let's say here 10.6 is there. In that case it is returning 10, it is returning 10. So the complete value it is returning, the complete value it is returning. So yes is asking that when 20.6, so it will be 20. So the complete value it is returning, whatever is the dot value, whatever is the point value, that will be vanished out. Now let's say I want to print, I want to print int of true. I want to print int of true. I want to print int of true. So always remember, true will be acting as a 1, true will be acting as a 1, and 0 will be acting as, false will be acting as a 0. So int of true, let's say I'm passing true, let's say I'm passing true and I want the integer value, so the output will be 1. So the output will be 1. But in case if I'm trying to get the value of ABC, if I'm trying to get the value of int of ABC, then what I will get? What I will get? What I will get? Then I will get the error. I will get the error. It will give me the value error, that invalid literal for int. Invalid literal for int. Because here it is expecting that this should be a value of 10. This should be a value of integer type or float type. We can't convert a string into the integer. Here Python virtual machine may assume that okay, user is asking the value of complete integer type, but somehow user inputted the wrong value in decimal, so he can accept that true is always taking as a 1, false is always taking as a 0. That is also somehow it's possible. But ABC, how we can change the ABC to number, that is not feasible. That's why here it will give the error. That's why here it will give the error. Okay. So the next is float. Next is float. So float is used to convert what? So it is used to convert float values. So we will go here and we will see. Let's say I have float. Let's say I have float and I'm passing the integer value. Then the output will be what? 3.0. Then the output will be what? 3.0, because this float will return the complete value into the decimal value. So the output will be 3.0. Let's say I am passing 3.4. I'm passing 3.4. It is already a float value, so there is no change. The output will be remain same, 3.4. Let's say if I am saying float of true, or let's say this time float of false, in that case the output will be what? If I'm using int of false, then definitely output should be 0. In case of float of false, output should be 0.0, because here we are expecting the float value, decimal value from this function. And if I am trying to use float of ABC, then the same error, value error, it will come, and it will say that it could not be converted to string to float. You can't convert. So the same error as we got earlier, that the same error will come. Oh, sorry. I use the caps F, but small f. Yes. So here the value will be say error will be could not convert a string to float. Could not convert a string to float. So float of 3 will be 3.0, float of 3.4 will be 3.4, float of false will be 0.0 because decimal output will only come. Float of ABC will be it could not convert a string to float. That is not possible. That is not possible. Okay. Apart from that, we have one function named as a bool. Bool is used for boolean. Boolean is what? Boolean is what? True and false. Only two value comes under boolean. True and false. Return true for true and it will return false if we are having the false value. Now it will return true for true. For true, it will return true for any value. For any value having some length. If any value is having some length, including space as well, including spaces as well, for that it will return true. For that it will return true, except it will return false. Except it will return false. So any value either true or anything if it is having any length including space as well, then it will return true, otherwise it will return false. Otherwise it will return false. Otherwise, oh sorry, otherwise it will return false. So bool and let's say true. Bool true. It will return true. It will return true. If I try to use bool with some value as well, in that case also it will return true because as I told that for any value, if any value is having any length, so this is having a length of 3. So in that case it will return true. It will return true because this is having some value. Even if I am using space, even if I am using space in that case also space is also a kind of character. Space is also a kind of character. In that case also it will return true. Yes, if you are not having any space, if you are not having any space, then in that case it will return false. In that case it will return false. It will always return true if any value is there. If any value is there, even if it is negative, it will return true. Even if it is negative value, it will return true because boolean will always return true if true is there, if any length is there, even space, even negative, anything will be there, except it will return false. Except it will return false. Let's say I am using 0. I am using 0. In that case, it will return 0. In that case, it will return 0. So 0 will be false. 0 will be false. True will be 1. Always remember this. True means 1. False means 0. And Boolean function will always return true if any length is there, true is there, anything including spaces are there. For all such things, Boolean will return true. For all such things, Boolean will return true. Now the next item I have is str. Next function I have the str, which is used for a string, which is used to convert the string. Let's say user is inputting the 10 value. User is inputting the 10 value. Then if I'm using this str, it will convert this integer value into string value, and the output will be 10 with single quotes. The output will be 10 with single quotes. If I'm trying to pass any decimal value, in that case also it will be converted into string value by single quotes 3.4, by single quotes 3.4. So the str function is used to convert any value into the string type, to convert any value into the string type. So these all are known as a data conversion, where you can convert the data, where you can convert the data. This is all for today. Take care. Bye bye.